it's like Christy, and I'm back with another video, and I'm super excited because it is the beginning of my wedding diaries series, and I'm super excited. So if you are interested in all things wedding, then definitely keep on watching. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys everything about my dream wedding, where I am in terms of planning. You already know it's gonna be a DIY wedding because your girl is a DIY queen, and we also have a budget to stick to. So if you want to see what's going down for my wedding, then definitely keep on watching. First things first, as you guys know, I am a 2026 bride. I'm pretty much planning my own wedding. Yes, I do have a planner, but it's pretty much like partial planning slash day of coordinator. So I'm not doing a lot of work the day of. All right, this is also a destination wedding. I can finally say that now because I feel like a few people don't know, but if you didn't, now you do. So when I was a little girl, my vibe for weddings, like my dream weddings, is vineyard, like nice resort, European style, anything that has to do with outdoor. I love outdoor ceremonies. I just love the vibe that it gives. I like textures. I like something that has history, you know what I mean? I don't want anything too rustic. I still want it to be like romantic, timeless, but I want it to have a personality, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, I was looking at hotels because we were thinking destination wedding, but I immediately was like, because they was not giving what I wanted it to give. So for the vibe that I'm looking for, I had to think, okay, what are we gonna do? Vineyards, castles, villas. That's where I'm gonna have to keep this. And let me tell you, I found our wedding venue like this. I saw it, fell in love. I mean, I did look at other venues in other locations. That's also before we finalized it was going to be a destination wedding. Up here, I looked at a few locations. Some of them, it was just not giving, and also we decided to do a more intimate wedding, and for the vibe that we liked, some of the venues were just too big, so it didn't even make any sense. But I will share with you guys a few, maybe like the top 3 locations that I liked, that if I was having it in Atlanta, these would be like my top 3. And it is South Eden. The second location is Wildflower 301, and then the third location is some more studio. So that was my top 3 venues in Atlanta. So by these, you can also kind of maybe get a vibe of what I'm going for, as well as what our venue might look like. But yeah, that's the vibe. But I saw one at the destination in which we will be getting married, and I fell in love. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you guys to see. So that is the vibe for the wedding. The venue is secured, the planner is secure, but we did raise a budget, and I'm trying very hard to stick to that budget because let me tell you, weddings are expensive. Even having a nice elopement or intimate wedding, it still costs money because the prices of things are just crazy, and everything them slap on luxury on it and is $1 million. Like, it's crazy. Hence why your DIY queen is doing a few things herself to cut costs. So I will definitely be showing you guys a few DIY projects that I have done throughout my whole wedding era, so definitely stay tuned for that. So picking the colors of the wedding, honestly, I will say it is a spring summer wedding, so I'm thinking light colors, pastels, natural earthy tone colors, and I didn't know it would be this hard picking colors for your wedding. I personally feel like I have to pick the color that matches with the season that I'm having, you know, the wedding. It also has to match the vibe of the wedding, like the theme, you know, where we're gonna be. I feel like it needs to kind of go together. And let me just tell you, I ordered so many swatches. So I ordered so many swatches. Like I was like, I don't know what color we want. I have like a million dozen greens. First of all, I have a more olivey green. I have dusty sage, pistachio. I have so many greens. I have champagne, which is supposed to be like a gold. I have yellow, purple. Listen, I ordered so many swatches. I was getting overwhelmed, but I'm glad I did, because on their website, pictures be lying, because the pictures on the website with them in the dresses, they look cute, but when you get them in person, you need to see how it takes with flash, how it looks in daylight. Is the material actually stretchy? How does it feel? So I did get maybe 10 swatches or more. I'm ridiculous, I know, but I did order swatches from Azazie as well as AW Bridal, and the fabric that I've been looking at is the stretch satin fabric mostly, and also I was looking at the crystal satin at one point. But long story short, we ended up going with Azazie for our colors, and we will be having a bridal party. Our bridal party consists of like maybe 8 people. It's very small, nothing big, and it's really just our close friends that, you know, we talk to, we communicate with on a daily basis, and that we know will show up for us. We did already do our engagement photos. I do want to do one more, but I'm not sure yet. We're just gonna have to wait and also see. While planning this wedding, I do realize that there will be a lot of people that I could give them opinion, but not give no money, nor no help. I've learned to just ignore those people. I'm very good at ignoring people, so it wasn't really a big issue. Yes, it was annoying, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And I will say, planning this wedding, there are some things that me and my fiance have realized that we're not gonna do. Also, planning for a wedding, you get consumed by so many wedding, like my explore page, my timeline is all wedding stuff, and it's a good thing but also a bad thing. Good thing in regards to, there are some trends and things that are going around, and also just some traditional things in weddings that we realized, okay, we won't be doing, and some newer things that we're like, okay, yeah, we'll get into that. And I'm gonna share with you guys a few things that we will be doing, not doing at our wedding. And of course, this is our choice. If you've got a problem with that, that's fine. And if you were a bride, comment down below things that you did, you didn't do, that you liked for your wedding, or that guests loved at your wedding, in the comments below, so I can see what you did. But the first thing is, I feel like this is common, but it's also not, is I don't want a bunch of kids there. The only kids that will be at our wedding is our immediate family's kids, and they're also in the bridal party. Any other kids? No. Also, the location that we're having our wedding is by the cliff, by the ocean, so I want my deposit back. And a lot of adults don't watch their kids. You can come at me in the comments below. I'll be ready. So no kids but our immediate family's kids, which that means brother, sister, that's about it. The second thing is, I see a lot of people doing this, and I feel like you can catch a vibe without having it feel like you're at a club. It's the signs and all the bridal parties coming out like, you know, you ordered a bottle. We're not at a club. This is a formal event. I feel like you can still catch a vibe, bring the vibe without that. This is also one less DIY project I have to do. We will be doing a first look because we will be having a late ceremony. We decided, okay, the first look is gonna be best because I do want photos earlier on in the day. I don't want all my photos to be dark, like, you know what I'm saying? I want different photos because listen, my dress is, so I need the vibe from every time, you know what I mean? Like every part of noon, evening, night. Yes, okay. And I know a lot of people are like, no, it's gonna take away from the moment when you walk down the aisle. Listen, we gonna ball either way, because once we start saying them vows, people might cry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that we will be doing, we're totally fine with. So the next thing we will not be doing, which is super funny to me because when I was little, I wanted to do this so bad. I was like, at my wedding, yeah, my dip on that, is a garter toss. It's so weird. all I can think about now is me wearing that garter the whole day. Just listen, it has my scent on it, everything. Probably I'll sweat, you know what I'm saying, because we gonna be under a dress, dancing, gyrating, all kinds of things. And then my husband is supposed to go under my dress, dance and go under the bag of things, for go under my dress in front of everybody, take it off, and then one of his guy friends or family is supposed to catch it. And I don't know, it's just not giving. Plus, I'm also not doing a bouquet toss because we will be having faux florals. That's another thing. Y'all charging way too much money for them flowers, okay? And you get nice, good faux florals. You can reuse them. It's only one day. They gonna die, especially because we are traveling. I don't need real flowers. And we're also not playing matchmaker at the wedding, so we don't need to have a bouquet toss. We don't need to have a garter toss. If anything, I would do a bouquet dedication and like hand it to somebody for a reason, but even that is like, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much all for things we're doing slash not doing at my wedding. If you want to see other things that I've mentioned, you can check out my Instagram video or my TikTok video. Definitely follow me on social media for my short form content. The last thing I'm going to be talking about for this video is my bridesmaid proposal boxes. I did these a while back, and it was also the first thing that I did when I got engaged, and I think they turned out really cute. One thing with my bridesmaids proposal boxes, I did not want it to be a color that people couldn't wear, so I did get everything that was black. I also had a few things laying around the house that I decided, okay, I'm going to use that to make them, because what, we're on a budget and I'm a DIY queen. So a few things I did get from Amazon and SHEIN, like the I would say the boxes are from Amazon. The everything like bridesmaid related I got from Amazon. So the canvas pouch, the hair ties, the tie the knot bandle, the scrunchie, those were from Amazon, as well as the glass jar, because I love those for my coffees, my smoothies, and my juices. And I was gonna brand it, but I was like, a lot of people don't like branded items, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna leave it bare for them. It came with a straw as well as a cleaner. And then on SHEIN, I got a pearl jewelry case with their initial on it, because I thought that it would be super cute to use, especially because we will be traveling for the wedding, so they can put their jewelries and stuff like that in it. And I think it turned out really cute. The ribbon was from Dollar Tree, and I feel like it came up to less than $50 to create I can't count, hold on. 5. It was under $50 to create 5 bridesmaids proposal boxes. I also did some for my nieces, which are junior bridesmaids slash flower girls. They're in that weird age gap where I'm like, they're too old to be flower girls but not old enough to be bridesmaids, but they gonna want to throw them flowers. So I pretty much got them the canvas pouch, the hair ties, the scrunchie, the bandle, and a few face masks, because they love that type of stuff. And then I got them pearl earrings to wear the day of, or even just after, whatever they want to do with it. So that's what I got my girlies. I do have a few things that we did get for the men, but y'all gonna have to wait a little bit later to see what we're gonna give them the batch weekend slash day of or day before the wedding. It's some nice cute little goodies. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys like it, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.